Hello everyone, welcome to this video for solving another lead code question. Today we are going to solve LC-91 decode ways. It's a medium question. We'll first attempt it with a basic approach that is going to be exponential, and then we will see how we can optimize it to do it using memoization, dynamic programming, and be able to pass all the test cases. So I'm not going to read through the question word by word because I'm hoping that if you're watching this, you have read through it. So I'll just run through the examples and we'll see how we can, approach the solution. Okay, so one of the example is 226. Let's see what is the input and how is the output, how we have arrived to it, and what is the approach that we are going to use to solve this, right? So it says that you're given this string, right, 226, okay, and you have to return the number of ways in which you can decode it. And by decoding, it means that you have to map each and every digit, or you can say possible numbers to alphabets. Right now we know the alphabets are 26 only, right, starting from A to Z. Now the question also says that the mapping starts from 1, so we have to take care of this, that A is mapping to 1. So actually there is no mapping for 0 character, so we need to keep this in mind, right? Now, what can be the possible mappings for 226? So, as you can see in here also, it can be mapped to 2, comma 26, 2 maps to B, and 26 maps to Z. Then it can be 22, comma 6, where 22 maps to V and 6 maps to F. Or it can be 2, comma 2, comma 6, which is B, comma B, comma F, your best friend's boyfriend. So this is also one of the mappings, right? So in total you have three mappings, so the answer for this case is going to be 3. Okay, now let's see one more example and try to get more clarity. Let's say you have 220. Okay, now for 220 you can either go for 2 and then the remaining digit 20, so then that is also one of your output, right? You can either go for 22 and 0, that is also one possible decoding, right? Or you can go 2 comma 2 comma 0, that is also one possible decoding, right? But the point is that 0 does not have a mapping, as we just discussed, right? So both of these are not possible solutions. These would not be counted in the final answer. And if your input is 220, your output is just 1. There's only one possible decoding, and the answer will only include this one, and so it would be 1. Okay. Now let's see how we can code this. Okay. So before starting to the code part, I would just like to say that I am approaching this question from right hand side of the number, that is the least significant digit from the number. So I need a way to track all these digits, right? So I will start the tracking the index from the least significant bit. You can also start from the left hand side, that is I mean to say that you can start from 2 and then go and traverse to the right hand side. Anyways, answer can be achieved, but for this video I will start from the right hand side. So I am actually going to go for 226 from the right hand side. So that means, firstly, I will need one index to keep track where I am, and also obviously I will need the string. So that's why I've made this new function for you, int in string, and I'm going to pass the index of the last character. That is going to be s dot length minus one. Okay. Now let's see what is going to be my base case, what is going to be my recursive function calls, etc. So let's go to the recursive function call first. Okay. Okay. So if I have to get the character in Java for a string, so we do s dot char at I, right? That's how we get the character. Now, if you see the in this case, the character that first I received was 0, and I cannot take it individually because there is no mapping, right? So what do I need to check? I need to check that if I'm taking individual characters, should not be equal to 0. Otherwise, my test case won't pass, right? It will lead to a wrong decoding. So I would check that if my h dot character at I is not equal to 0, then I'm good to go. So I'll call this function and I will say that okay, this character is not equal to 0. I can map this to one of the alphabets. Let's check for the rest of the string. Rest of the string means the string to my left. So that would be I minus 1 and S. And this is going to return me an answer, right, in an integer. So I will keep a resulting integer and I will keep storing the sum in this. Okay. Another way of going it would be that I take two characters at a time. Now, this is important. So, how will this happen? Let's say that I am at the ith character 6. Now, I need to take 26 together and then go for 2. And I need to make sure that this is within range because I'm taking two digits. That is, this is going to be a two-digit number. So, this has to be in the range. It has to be from 20, right, from 20 to 26. It cannot be greater than 26. So how will I check this? Let's see. So first thing is that if my char at char at I is equal to 1. If it is equal to 1, right, then sorry, char at I minus 1 is equal to 1. That is if I've got 1 here, right? So in that case, it is fine. Even 7, 8 or 9 in my current character would work. 17, 18, 19 are all valid mappings. But if the case is that it is equal to 2, right, then I need to check whether it is inside that range or not. So I've separated out this condition, and my second condition is going to be if my s dot char I minus 1 is equal to 2 and s dot char at I, that is current, has to be between 0 to 6. This character can be 0, right? 20 is a correct mapping and it can be till 26, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, right? So s dot character at I minus 1 if it is equal to 2 and s dot character at I is greater than or equal to 0 and s dot char at I is less than or equal to 6, then I'm good to go. This two digit number is valid. So what I'll do, res plus equal to, I'll call this function, and this time I have calculated a decoding for a two digit number. That means I need to proceed for the remaining string after crossing two characters, right? So I minus 2 and s. Okay, then what I need to do, obviously I will have to return it. So return res. Now let's think about the base case. Now my base case is that if my index has crossed the string or it is at the last character, then that means there is only one possible decoding, right? There's one single digit number, right? So in that case, I will return 1. Okay. It can be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and any number it can be. So you can do if s dot char at, sorry, not this. What am I doing? I just have to check I, right? So if I is greater than or equal to s dot the length of the string, then I have to return just 1. Okay. After it is going to be s dot length minus 1. Oh wait, I am okay. I am going from this to the first, so I think this is wrong. I have to go till 0, right? So this is going to be if I is less than or equals to 0, because you're starting from the right index, right? So you are reducing your index. So basically for this string, you're starting from 0, 1, 2, and then you're proceeding towards 1 and 0. So you're reducing your number. So if I is equals to 0, that is you have reached the first character. or you have gone beyond it because you're doing I minus 2, then in that case there's just one possible decoding left, and that would be 1. Okay, so this is your basic solution. And I think what we also need to check is that is my first character 0 or not, because let's say if your string is this and you're going to check for another decoding also, right? So I would like to keep a check here for that, that if your s dot char at 0, let's say the first character itself is a 0, right? Then there's no possible decoding. You cannot, leading zeros are not allowed, right? So if it is uh, s dot character at 0 is equal to 0, then just return 0. I do not want to have any further decoding for this string. Because see, if it is 006 or 07, 008, 0018, any possibility for this is not an answer. So leading zeros are not allowed, right? That is why I have kept this check for leading zeros. Okay. All right, looks good. Let's try running it. S dot length minus 1, and all right, let's try running it. Okay. Okay. So for one of the test cases, it is failing. Let me remove that one to see how we are doing. Let's try submitting it. I want to show how many test cases we have passed. Okay, so we have passed 14 out of 269 test cases, and we are getting one wrong answer because we are getting, for 1 0 we are getting 2. That means there's one more thing that we need to take care of. For 1 0, the expected output should be 1 only, right? Ideally. So let's see what is happening in our code that it is giving us 2. S dot length minus 1 means that I'm starting from here, which is 1. I say if it is 0, and then if s. Okay, so I think this is the problem. I did not keep correct check here. I'm comparing character with an integer. Let's use this test case and see if we have corrected it. Okay, this is corrected. This is passing now, right? Let's submit. All right, yeah. So this is good, right? We have passed 23 test cases out of 269. We'll improve upon it. But what we are getting is a TLE, right? Now let's see how we can optimize this further so that we do not get TLE. Now currently this solution is an exponential solution, but we can use dynamic programming to further optimize this solution. And let's do another video for that, and see how we can optimize the solution in that video. See you in part 2. Bye bye.